Welcome back from that break, and it's good to know you are still there with us on the program. Good morning, Abuja, and it is showing right here and right now only on the Unity Station NTA Channel 5. Yes, we are still talking about food. They say water is life. Also, food is life because we need water to bring out the food, and we need food and water to exist. So the two cannot work inseparable. Both of them work hand in hand. And right about now, I want to discuss about food loss, food wastage. And I have an agriculturist with me here in the studio. Help me welcome Ilyas Bulama. Ilyas Bulama is an agriculturist and also the National President, Association of Livestock Managers and Food Product Dealers in Nigeria. Welcome to the program,
You're
sir.
welcome, sir.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, the topic before us this morning, food wastage, food loss. With the present state of economy, people will be imagining, where is even the food that we are
before it
talking
begins
about?
to waste.
So let's start. What are the primary causes of food loss in agricultural food chain?
Yeah, they are in different stages.
Okay.
One, you can start having food wastage right from farm. You know, some people do corn farming,
Mm.
and during rainy season, if you plant corn and that corn is ripe,
Mm.
if you harvest it, if you kept it where rain would be touching it,
That's true. It
you will
starts
have
germinating.
it will start germinating.
Okay.
And at the end of the case, that one will be wasted.
Mm.
If you leave it with the thing in the farm, it's still wasting.
Okay.
So that is where we start having the food wasted right from the farm.
Farm.
Mm.
Okay.
If you look at fruits,
Mm.
like mangoes, we have oranges, we waste a lot
Mm.
from the trees.
Mm.
So up till now, if you carry those oranges and mangoes to market, because they are perishable products,
Yes, they are.
they will not stay long.
Mm.
You see, those things have wasted.
Mm.
So if you look at tomatoes,
Mm.
watermelon, all of them are something that can easily perish. In that process, we waste a lot.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
If to say there is, I would say 1/3 of what we grow
Mm.
in perishable products is being wasted.
Wow.
It's being wasted.
Right from the
One
farm,
over
right,
three,
right,
from farm.
right from the source.
Yes.
Okay, so when you do when you store food, how can improper storage of food contribute to food loss?
It's contributing a lot because even like you say, the rice, wheat, millet, and what have you, if you didn't store them properly,
Okay.
at the end of the year, after saving it, you find out that you lost a lot of them.
Mm.
Okay, so how best do you preserve, because those ones now are
Mm.
grains, how do you preserve them
Uh,
properly?
there is a, we use this nylon
Okay.
put in the sack to prevent air from entering,
Entry. Oh,
so
Okay.
that at least without that air, it will take a long time without wasting.
okay,
For
but
instance,
there's a pattern for beans.
same
Yes,
thing.
all food they
You
have
see,
their
you
own
see, beans
Okay.
is same thing.
Mm.
Okay.
You know, if you didn't do that for a beans, if you keep it for 6 months,
Mm.
that beans would be a waste bean.
Mm.
You
Wow.
will not even like to cook and use it.
Mm.
Yes.
Mm.
So we need to have a method of putting it in a safe place using that waterproof leather,
Okay.
package it in the sack,
Okay.
seal it, it will
Okay.
stay longer.
Okay.
And another thing we want to do to draw attention of our members, the farmers,
Mm.
on how to stop the wastage is to educate them of using those things
Mm.
so that it will save the waste.
Okay.
Okay.
We are going to talk about the roles that education plays.
Mm.
But before then, let's talk about transportation. You know, all the segments, all the processes before we are talking about this food wastage, let's bring in transportation. What role does transportation plays in this food loss?
Wastage.
Yeah, that we are talking about.
Yeah, it plays a lot. It plays a lot because if you look at like from farm now, if you take your oranges, if you take your banana, if you take your tomatoes, along the line, putting them in that vehicle, you damage a lot of fruit. You damage a lot of mangoes. You damage a lot of bananas. While offloading them still, you make another loss. And another issue is if you are carrying your cone, maize, and what have you, sometimes you see them throwing along
The road,
yes.
where you pack them from the farm, before you carry them, you still left something there in the farm. And where you keep them again before processing, you still left something. That is where the wastage come up. And you get a lot of wastage. That thing, if you gather them, as I told you earlier, it will be like 1/3 of what you are expecting.
Because you say where you are taking this food from, there are some
you
that
leave
will
something there.
Yes.
As you are putting in the lorry that will convey them, you still waste something there. As you are uploading, you still waste. The more you pack and you want to remove, another waste will come in.
So how does temperature affect food storage? The temperature, humidity, and all that. How does it affect food storage?
It do, because more especially in this perishable product like tomatoes, onions, like watermelon, all those, even yam, cocoyam, potatoes, all these things. Without good environment, without good ventilation, it will affect them. And much, I think you can lose maybe half of it.
Wow.
Well, this is a very interesting topic.
Very interesting.
Because it is food. It has to do with all of us.
Yes,
And now
everybody's
let's
involved.
pause a little, come back and continue this discussion.
Okay.
We are going to go on a quick break. We'll come back and continue discussion.
Okay.
Yes, we are still here talking about food loss. Now let's go on this quick break. When we come back, the program continues.
Good evening. Glad to have you join us.
Thanks for joining us on Weekly News Wrap.
Thank you very much for having me.
And it is on that note we welcome you to today's edition of the program.
We celebrate creativity, lasting impressions.
There's no book stating that this is the role for men.
On the news.
On the news at 7.
Jama'a barkanmu da wannan
The Unity Station, NTA Channel 5, Abuja.
Would say have a lovely day.
Yes, we are still here talking about food loss, food wastages. Yes, you can now see the reason why we are discussing about food loss this morning. We are going to go on this quick break. When we come back, we will continue the discussion. Welcome back from that break, and our agriculturist is here with us, and he's doing justice to food wastages. He has pointed a lot of things for us to know that really food loss, food wastages is real. Sir, before we went on that break, we talked about a number of things. Now let's bring it to us, you and I, individuals. What are we doing to be intentional about preventing these food wastages?
Like I said to you earlier, that our association is partnering with some agencies that are related to anything for human consumption. So that we will form a task force that will be moving inside the market, because in some places you will not have the government agencies because they cannot employ people to every market. But we as association, we have members everywhere. Our members will be identified very soon. We'll give them an identification that you know that these are the people from Association of Livestock Managers, monitoring what is going on in the market. That you will not be allowed in market to carry unhealthy products for human consumption. So with this agreement that we entered with the veterinary, the NAFDAC, and other agencies that are having interest in that issue, it is going to be mitigated.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
So in what ways can we know now? Like I have an issue, maybe I bought something and then at the end of the day it's not good, or I until I go home I had to put it on fire, and before I discovered that this is not good. So who do I actually report to? Because in long run, if I come, the person that sold to me can actually deny it.
Yes.
And then at the end of the day I'm at a loss, or it's turned to fight or something. So who should somebody report to?
Uh, in this case, that is why we are here,
Mm.
Association of
Yes.
Livestock Managers.
Yes.
I told you we will be in every market, in every community.
Okay.
We are going to have a sensitization in communities.
Okay.
Let them know and understand why we are here.
There, okay.
It is for their health, it is for their good.
Okay.
We are not there, we want to maybe stop somebody from gaining what he's supposed to gain.
Exactly.
But we will not allow you, because of what you want to gain, to be putting poison to human being to consume. So let them understand we are here for our good, for all of us. Let them understand that, yes, our members will be in every market. If you have such a problem, you now report to our members. They will now call the person and see how they will sort it out.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now let's talk about the government. Are there any initiative or policies on ground by the government that will help combat this food loss that we are discussing this morning?
They have policies already on ground, but government cannot reach everywhere, like I told you.
Yes.
Veterinary is there, quarantine is there, NAFDAC is there, all of them for this purpose. But Nigeria is big, it's large. There are places where this thing happen, where you cannot see a presence of veterinary doctor. You cannot see a presence of NAFDAC officer. You cannot see a presence of quarantine officers. So with that, we want to make it easier for government to work. We now look for collaboration with them so that we will be there for them and we will be reporting to them. This is what is happening. They will be getting the data and updating and taking note of what is happening and know the next step to do.
Okay, before we let you go, we want you to give us a word of advice to all of us, especially people that are watching this program right now, on what to do not to waste this precious food.
What I will advise here is a farmer will take a prevention in how to keep his own food products so that it will last long. And when you are in farm, the way you harvest, the way you gather your food items, it will help you. If you use a modern method, it will help you to save more and reduce the wastage. You know, using chemicals to preserve is harmful.
It's
It's
harmful.
very dangerous. We are against it. So just buy this lino or jerrycan. Food you have been tied away, whereby air will not enter. It will be safe and good for your consumption. But putting those chemicals to save it from being wasted, it will be a harm also to your system if you take it. It will be a harm to somebody who buy and eat, who don't know about it. It's good for us to accept that it's good to have a safety product for our consumption. And it's our own unanimous duty to make sure, say, we have eat a good food for our healthy, mentally and physically. It's not only a farmer, it's everybody's duty. You can tell your neighbor
to tell another
this
neighbor.
is how we can preserve and make it neater.
Wow.
And it's good for consumption. And we will be going for a radio jingle and others to
That's
a
a
live
very
show.
good one. Thank
That's
you.
a good one.
Thank
Thank
you
you for
so
coming on the
much.
program today. We've learned a lot. Like
Yes.
people that are not aware that they actually preserve beans in some other with chemicals and all that. So be careful out there when you go to buy something. So we've learned that from you, and I'm sure people watching at home have also picked one or two things from what you've told us this morning.
Thank you so much for your time with us.
We've been speaking with Ilyasu Bulama, he is an agriculturist and he has told us a whole lot on how to prevent food wastage from the farm and to us, the final consumer. We've learned a thing or two from this conversation this morning.